This is Nova Patria. It's a city builder colony sim style game with a very intriguing and interesting premise. The premise is, what if the Roman Empire had discovered how to use steam, and suddenly you have an industrial revolution in 550 AD? Yeah, let's jump on in, see what we have got in store. So, this is a very early build. Obviously, all of the caveats go with that. But we jump into a lovely procedurally generated world, and we need to place down our first city. Now, our first city needs to be built on land, and it needs to be in proximity to this resource over here. This is fresh water. Fresh water, the most important resource in this game, and everything kind of flows from it. Our first city also has to have, a slot that is right next to the ocean, so that we can import resources through this building, which is the merchant dock. Now, I'm going to unpause here, and we are going to let things kick off. Up in the top left-hand corner, we have got our wealth in denarii. There's the merchant ship. Lovely. We've got our wealth in denarii. We have got our population. So, the way that this game works, we have a town center. This is going to be called, I don't know, Potatopia. Fine. We've got a town center. Town center is very, very important. You can see here that we've got one population, we've got one house, that's this sucker over here, and we've got one building. That is, of course, the merchant dock, right? So what you need to do is you need to make sure that you're balancing the number of houses that you have and the number of buildings that you have. There's no workers, there's no, like, mechanics like that. It's literally just a 1-to-1 ratio. So if we hover over here, you can see that our population is growing, and the reason that it is growing is because we have perfectly matched houses to buildings. Over the course of time, we are going to be growing our city to much larger sizes, and we're going to be founding new cities and having a grand old time. But the point remains, you always need to make sure you are matching your housing to your buildings so that you can increase your population. Okay, so far, so good. We're all on the same page together. As I say, fresh water, super important, and it's basically the only place... that you can build a city is in proximity to one of these things. There are like little springs. You can kind of see them here. Little springs over here. And you can attach aqueducts. That's right, like proper Roman aqueducts to these suckers as well as the fact that they provide, you know, rivers and whatnot. So that's really good. Anyway, Potatopia has just about grown here, which is very, very nice. And when it grows... borders are going to grow at population of 2, and now borders are going to grow at population of 3. So, when a city grows, we're going to automatically see an additional house get added. Remember, the houses need to be in proximity to fresh water. So, you know, think all of the 9 tiles around this. That is what is next to the sort of fresh water. So a house is going to get added, and we will have the opportunity, of course, to add an additional building. There's a couple of different things that we could think about. I mean, for example, we could get another merchant dock. Now, it says I need to have access to fresh water, which will be slightly prohibitively problematic, but I could build this here after we reach level 3. That is definitely a possibility. But yeah, merchant dock, very, very good building. We're going to explore that in a bit. We could also build a logging camp, but again, remember, we need to make sure that it is in proximity. We need to make sure that it's in proximity to fresh water. Every building needs access to fresh water. A fishing dock. I think a fishing dock is kind of what I want to build, but I need to build that over here, so we'll think about that in a sec. A wheat farm. We need to have more housing, and the only reason that we have not got housing is because it hasn't been built yet. So, resources are required in order to build houses. Most resources use these two things. This is lumber, and this is cement. We can make both of these, and we will be making both of these in due course. But for now, the houses are finished. Now, houses, you'll note, by the way, or at least tier 1 houses, require fish. Fish is pretty easy to fulfill. It's pretty darn cheap to buy. We buy it in, if we hover over this little button here, you can see that we buy it in at 12 per item. Now, the eagle-eyed amongst you may note that I am currently losing quite a lot of money per month. That's kind of the cost of doing business, at least in the early game, until we can sort of turn things around. Now, what do I want to build? I've got a couple of different options. I do want to build a fishing dock, so that will cut down our reliance on imports. That's important. But I think what we're going to do, at least in the early stages, I mean, we could build a warehouse. A warehouse is a really good bit of kit as well. I really like the idea of a warehouse. I also like the idea, I mean, I don't think we're going to be able to build a limestone quarry because it doesn't look like there's any limestone here. Doesn't look like there's any lumber here either. I like the idea of that. However, what I'm also keen to do is I'm also keen just to get a wheat farm. We could build it over here. but I think we'll build it... I think we'll build it here, actually. Yeah, let's build it here. There's no real reason why we need to build it in this area, because what we can just do is we can place down a road. Boom, it's not going to cost me very much. It does cost us a little bit of cement in order to build the road, but if I unpause there, we will see all of the resources get automatically distributed. We're currently storing the resources in the merchant dock. The advantage of getting a warehouse is that it allows us to offload some of the storage and distribution requirements of the merchant dock. So, for example, you'll see fish... Well, we'll import the fish. You can see that's the little symbol for import. And then it will immediately get put out over to all of the different houses. And the houses, crucially, have to have the fish requirement satisfied. At least tier 1 houses have to have the fish requirement satisfied in order to allow the town to grow. So that is really, really important. They consume 1 fish per week. And that's that. It's cool. There's a potential rate and an actual rate that is very important to sort of note, but we don't really need to worry about that at the present moment. Okay, our wheat farm is almost done. We have got plenty of lumber. We got a little bit of cement as well. Looking good. And Potatopia is heading right on to a juicy level up. And there we go. More fish, which is fantastic. And amazing. We have done it. The cement and wood is going to be moved out over to here because this is where my new house is going to be. And where's my next building going to be? Well, we're going to get a fishing dock, I think. Yeah, I think in the corner here. Let's do it in the corner over there. We've already got road here, so we might as well take advantage of it. We are building another tier 1 house, but we're going to get to the point very, very soon indeed where we're going to start building tier 2 houses, and then things are going to start getting very interesting indeed. Now, at the present moment, we are producing wheat from this wheat farm. I didn't really talk much about it, but the wheat farm doesn't really do very much, and we need to think very carefully about what we do want to do with wheat, and I'll tell you why. If we hover over the wealth information area, you can see that we are now not losing as much money as we once were. Well, we're still losing money, but etc. It doesn't matter. We're losing about 768 from imports and 1,300 from city upkeep. City upkeep, nothing we can do about that. We're going to be paying that for the rest of the game. However, we are making a smidgen of income from scrap. So scrap is the cost of basically getting rid of the wheat that we sell here, or that we produce here, that doesn't get sold to anyone, right? Does that make sense? Also, whilst I'm explaining this, I'm just going to go and punt that down. Cool. So, yeah, as I was saying, we are currently getting a tiny little bit of income from scrap. It's okay. It's fine. In the early stages of the game, I'm okay to have it. We need a building down, and it had to be a wheat farm. It doesn't have to be a wheat farm, but, I wanted it to be a wheat farm, for reasons which will become clear in just a second. The point remains. This is all looking good. We're getting our 3rd building. It is going to be a fish factory or a floating dock, fishing dock, whatever, and that's going to allow us to distribute resources directly. We're able to see, by the way, if we hover over the sort of distribution range, it's quite significant. It's quite juicy. It's quite big. Okay. You will have everything. That is great. We are still bringing everything in. We have not managed to stockpile any fish yet. We can store up to 100 fish right here, so it's definitely worth doing. But we will soon start to see, as soon as we start producing fish, it will start to get... Did you see it there? There we go. It's now going to get distributed along the route here, and Potatopia has now hit level 4. That is brilliant. That is really, really excellent. Now, this is a tier 2 house. What does a tier 2 house mean? I'll tell you what it means. It means that we need to get more varied resources. That's right. Things are going to start to get a little bit funky and a little bit more complicated after we get this tier 2 house. But you know what? That's fine. What do I want my next building to be? I want my next building to be... I think I want my next building to be either a warehouse or a merchant dock. I think we wanted to make it a merchant dock for reasons which I will now explain. The tier 2 house has 2 requirements. It has got fish, and it has also got flour. Now, this is why I wanted to get a wheat farm. A wheat farm is what we need. It is the precursor to flour. I do, unfortunately, need to get another building in order to make flour. The building that I need to get is the flour mill. The problem with the flour mill is that it produces flour from wheat. Good. Requires hill. Bad. The closest hill is over here. And I can build... I mean, I'd have to build another city center in order to get this to work. which is not out with the realm of possibility. And as long as it's within range of the merchant dock, we will be able to do this. Okay, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna set up that second city. We're gonna connect it up with a road because all of my resources need to be transported up there, and we're gonna need to transport fish, so there is absolutely no reason not to do that. But what I'm also gonna do is I'm also going to spend my my point getting another merchant dock over here. The reason being is that merchant docks are so unbelievably powerful, and we're going to need more slots. What do I mean by slots? At the present moment, we only have the opportunity to get 3 resources imported or exported. I can flip this around and export these resources. Obviously, I don't want to do that right now. But in the future, and this is where we introduce the tech tree. What are we, 10 minutes into the video and I've not even talked about the tech tree? That's pretty bad. However, this tech tree really blows everything wide open. I think it's a really interesting tech tree, actually. So the first bit of kit doesn't actually give us anything. The first bit of tech does nothing for us. However, if we move over here, Ballista Venator, there's a little bit of flavor text in white, and then in green, what it actually does. Fishing docks and hunting lodges produce 10% faster if not placed next to the same building. So that's free real estate as far as I'm concerned. But what we're after, warehouses and merchant docks expand from 3 to 5 sections. That's right. We're going to be able to import more, we're going to be able to export more, and we're going to be able to do more. Now, I want to keep on getting fish, that's fine, but I also want to import flour. Let's also turn that off to just overseas trade disabled, and we will turn on to import flour. Now, it's going to cost me 48 per flour, but it does mean that I'm immediately going to be able to upgrade Potatopia whilst we are waiting for this city center to be constructed. It's also good to have a little bit of extra fish production, because soon, soon Potatopia is going to be supporting, Orbitalia. There we go. Fine. Potatopia and Orbitalia. Yeah, so now all of our fish is going to be coming. In fact, all of our resources are going to be coming downstream or upstream from Potatopia into Orbitalia. So very important that we have more capacity, and that additional capacity is going to come from that second merchant dock. Very cool. We're still not utilizing our wheat farm. I understand that. I want to get a wheat farm. I want to get it up on top of the hill. We cannot get that on top of the hill until we expand and pick our first building for Orbitalia. Yeah. Must have access to trees. I think this counts as tree access, but... Oh, actually, we can totally build a logging camp over here. So in order to make lumber, we need a logging camp and a lumber mill. I think we will do that. I think we'll build a lumber camp here, because that's going to be our first building, and then we can expand up the hill. We might need a few more buildings, but we will get there eventually. Look at this. Potatopia is roaring away to try and get to the next level, which is spectacular. Oh my goodness gracious me. We're building a tier 3 house? Are you kidding me? Tier 3 houses. Tier 3 houses. These are expensive. These are expensive. Let's have a look at what this gives us, or what we need to supply with this. Also, I should point out that we get tax, 20 denarii per day, 20 denarii per day, 20 denarii per day, if we fulfill all the requirements. If we don't fulfill all the requirements, as you can see, no tax. No bueno. But 28 per day from a tier 2 house, which is quite nice. So, you are on quarter tax, which is 11. We've also got flour coming through now, which... we have a tiny little bit in storage. Yeah. So you clearly take the direct route. So to me, right, that is a perfect reason as to why... I mean, look at the speed difference, right? You saw the speed difference of going off-road and then going on-road. If the video game thinks it's quicker to go that way, we should just build a road in the place, you know, in the place of the resources that are in transit. There's pretty much no reason not to, as far as I'm concerned. So that is looking good. Potatopia, we have got capacity for one more building. You know what I could do here? I could get a lumber mill right here. I could absolutely get a lumber mill, because I will have the logging camp. Not in range of lumber? Ah. This is our tree. But that's okay. We will... Orbitalia will hit... should level up, actually. That's very nice. It levels up. Beautiful. Not quite enough... not quite enough of a level up to get up to the hill, because I need to be up at the top here. But that's okay, because we can build a logging camp Right here. Beautiful. Okay, it's going to cost me a little bit. Well, pretty much nothing. But plus production bonus from one extra tree, minus 0.25 hours per tree. Fine. So, this lumber mill now means that we no longer have to worry about importing wood. What a fantastic bonus that is. Also, the tier 3 house, I didn't even talk about it, but it needs jerky. I am going to get the jerky. I have no choice. I will get it from here. We will change this. No. We will not change that. We will change this to jerky. And we will make sure that we're importing that. We can make jerky, by the way. But jerky requires us to get the Hunter's Lodge, which must be built in a forest, which I think is over here. That's a tiny little square of forest. Very, very small. And in fact, maybe worth getting. There's a bigger forest over there. There's also like a bunch of resources, like coal, for example. There's a little bit of coal here, a little bit of iron ore there, a little bit of gold here. Gold allows us to make money directly by mining it and then minting it. So that's kind of cool. But we're happy about that. Now what I really want to do is try and stem the flow of cash that is leaving my coffers. And the quicker that we're able to do that, the more satisfied I will be. Potatopia, though, should be on course to hit the next level. So, how much wood do we produce here? We produce 10.8 per week. That is the maximum potential production. And how much do we consume here? We consume potentially maximum production is 28 per week. So that's a bit of a problem. We're going to turn this onto overseas trade disabled. I think we're still able to stockpile it there though, which is glorious. Potatopia, yep, let's get you leveled up. Beautiful. And there is another tier 1 house. So thankfully we're not going to be building more tier 3 houses because I could not afford that, to be honest with you. You need a second building. Oh, yeah, what's the second building that we're going to get? Because we can get another one right in here. Limestone quarry? Nope. Can't do that. Cement factory we could get. Cement factory would... nope. Cement factory needs to be built near the ocean, so we're going to have to get that built. Where can we build it? Oh, we can... Nah, I don't want to replace. Actually, that's not a terrible idea. We will demolish the wheat farm, and then maybe get the wheat farm over here. The reason to get an additional wheat farm here is it would allow me to immediately ship the resources up the hill, and that will become very, very powerful. Now, you know what I have yet to do, and I probably should have done a little while ago, is I need to get a monastery down here. I need to have more housing in Potatopia. Do I? What's the issue? One house is in construction? Is it still in construction? It is still in construction. Okay. After we get this house, we can get a monastery. Now, a monastery is basically how research works in this game, and it is good. It is very, very good. And ideally, we don't have to have it in our capital, but it's good to get in our capital. And my capital is obviously Potatopia, because of course it is. Because of course it is. So, that's the second building. We've got the 2 houses. They're both supplied. Excellent. We've still got fish in reserve. We've got flour. We are losing money. Hand over fist. And we need to start exporting something. And honestly, I think we could start exporting... I think we could start exporting wood. Yeah, I'm going to start exporting wood. So now, all of the resources are going to be moved over to here. And we're going to export them. I'm also thinking, I've got plenty of fish, so let's see if we can try and export wheat for now. It might not actually end up working out too much, but we will at least try and export the wheat that we do have through the merchant docks. That is the goal. So we can see that we've got 3 en route, which is great, and oh, there we go, we've expanded. We need to bear in mind, and it will become very, very important later on. It's not super important right now. We can only have the maximum amount of storage, units in transit at any given time. So, for example, the lumber mill, I'll just pause to explain this real quick. The lumber mill has got a storage of 10, 0 out of 10 at the moment, as you can see. 10 logs are currently en route. So, proximity of wherever the logs are coming from really matters, because time in transit, or reduced time in transit, means that we can squeeze more logs into the lumber mill, because the lumber mill cannot place an order for more logs until it has that free space, if that makes sense. So yeah, there will be a bunch, Looking at you, trains. That's right, flipping Roman trains. There'll be a bunch of ways that we can increase our speed of delivery as we go. Right, Potatopia has got what it needs. It's time to introduce a monastery to the equation. The monastery can go right here, or I was thinking like right here, or right here. Must have access to fresh water. Yeah, I mean, I feel like it needs to be... It needs to be in the center of town. Also, it's kind of furthest away from everything, which means that we can maybe prioritize the buildings over here for buildings that need to synergize with Orbitalia. Right, speaking of Orbitalia, you've got your third house. You're building it way over here. This is such a great place to build because there's so much... In fact, literally all of these tiles have got proximity to fresh water. That's quite unique. Hence why I started down here and not anywhere else. Also, thinking that we'll probably want to get an additional city over here or over here. We need to be careful. See, not in range of cement, not in range of lumber. We need to be careful about where we actually build our city center because we can only supply resources a maximum distance, but that can be extended, and in fact, it will be extended. Orbitalia, it's time to get your flour mill. We're going to get you... I mean, it has to be up here, I suppose. Not in range of cement. Uh-huh. Okay. If you're not in range of cement, here's what we can do. We can get ourselves a warehouse. Now, a warehouse, I think, is actually better. I think it's better than a merchant dock in terms of range. But we can effectively build way further away by building the merchant dock here. The warehouse. Yeah, so I'm going to build the warehouse right in the middle of Orbitalia. It will delay the construction of the... It will delay the construction of the flour mill, but that's okay. We're fine with that. Oh, my monastery has been built. So the way that the monastery works is it produces research for us. We get 1 monastery times 0.5 population. Tier 3 will support... Tier 3 support per monastery is 1. They provide 0.5 each. Do we have 1 Tier 3 house? We've got 1 Tier 3 house. We've got a Tier 4 house as well. Why is that? Tier 4 support per monastery provides 1 each. Oh, I guess we need to make sure that this is fully thingied. Also, you need wine. Ugh, of course. But the point is that with a little bit of encouragement, we're able to get 0.5 research per day. We can adjust our imperial donation. We'll maybe adjust it to, 0.5 for now because I'm kind of skint. But you see what I'm going for here, right? Is like we're able to get the resources that we need. Now, I need to make cash. I really do need to make cash. And I need to make cash quite quickly here. We're exporting wood. We are still losing loads from imports. I know Tier 4 needs wine. I do not have wine. I have got jerky coming in, but I think I've got a plentiful amount of wine. A plentiful amount of resource going out the door at the moment. We don't need to be messing around with anything else. So, let's research this, and then let's maybe research Ballista Venator. Yep, we'll get that. That's good. So I do have this wheat farm up here. That's nice. Orbitalia going to the next level is exactly what we need. It's worth noting that border shrink at population 3. No, that's not what I'm after. That's not what I want at all. That's literally not what I want. And there is no fish, presumably, over here because it takes about 1 billion years to get the resources over here, I would imagine. So why don't we build a... Why don't we build a road literally right there? Good news is, by the way, we've got a warehouse. We've got a warehouse right here. Stockpiles lumber, stockpiles cement. So now we can supply the resources much more quickly. Am I getting enough fish? I've got enough fish there, which is good. There we go. All of the resources are going to get moved across. Orbitalia is gonna bump up. I apparently made money last month. I am astounded, honestly. I am astounded. Probably because we've maxed out our cement storage, hence why I'm not buying much cement. And the boats can only transport so much jerky. Literally, they can only transport so many resources, these boats that come off the edge of the world. They can only I think it's like 20 resources. So, that's a good little bonus. Right, a Tier 2 house is under construction. That's okay, because flour mill is going to go right up at the top here as soon as this housing is built. Fantastic. And I will also get a road right across to there. It'll cost like 1 bit of cement to build. Perfect. Okay, we're actually making money now. We're actually legitimately making money now. Do I Do I want to keep this? Do I want to keep this lumber mill over here? I mean, we could change it. We could change the lumber mill to put it in closer proximity. I mean, it would have to go like here. That's maybe not a terrible idea. Also, how do I get wine? The production chain for wine is a vineyard. A vineyard with access to fresh water. And then a winery. Provides wine from bottles and grapes. Oh, bottles would be sand. Which we can do here, actually. But then we need to get access to fresh water. See, that's a problem. Until we get an aqueduct. I'm teasing the introduction of this aqueduct because it really is that cool. I do like the aqueduct. Right. Stop messing around, Potato. Get this up here. Good. And let's see which route you end up taking. You're going to go to this, presumably, junction over here, this interchange here, and then head on up. That's good. Let's get you over there. Orbitalia, I kind of like the natural look that Orbitalia has adopted. Yeah, it's kind of nice. It's kind of nice. Right, what else do we want to get? What else do we want to get in Potatopia? I could get another fishing dock. I think I actually need more fish than I currently am producing. I also don't like the proximity of this wheat farm. I almost think that I want to change things around a little bit. Yeah. The wood situation is fine. Also, you see this cart? That cart is coming from the merchant dock. You can see that we have 2 road connections. Each road connection, I believe, or each merchant dock has access to 1 cart. And because it is connected by road to the warehouse over here, in fact, they both are, they have a cart. They have a cart as opposed to the resources going out individually. If they are coming in bulk and they are being moved to the warehouse, we can move them in bulk with a cart. So that's kind of cool. Right, what do you need? You need flour? That's okay. We are now getting flour. The wheat farm is good. Let's stop the process of exporting. We do not need to export anymore. I will have a little look here. So it says we've got 1, 2 en route. Yeah, hardly loads. Also, because I'm making money now, I'm going to crank up my research. I really want to talk more about the research in a little bit. How many denarii per day? 30 denarii per day. That's fine. Anyway, this research does nothing. This research is going to give us access to faster fishing docks. Irrigation gives us access to better, faster grain and wheat productions. So crucially, we can now move fields from rivers. So at the moment, fields need to be near rivers like this one and this one, but we can move that away as long as it's fresh water. Okay, why is Potatopia not growing? It's because the houses are not supplied. They've got fish. You don't have wine, obviously. That's not likely to change. And then you don't have flour. We are still importing flour, but it's just not enough. See, that's the problem. It's just not enough. And you're going down this hill. That is absolutely atrocious. I will help. I will build 1 single bit. And wow, Orbitalia is on the up and up. And we need to build even more flippin' roads, honestly. There we go. Build 2 roads and a little bridge. That's fine. And maybe even a 3rd road here. Yeah, nice. Okay, I think it's time to found a new city. And ideally I want this new city. I want this new city to be focused on a couple of different things. If I'm going to try and get wine, which I think I'm going to try and do, I would like... Oh, tech's been researched. I would like to get... we'll do roads across here. No, I'll do roads. Didn't want to do that. Didn't want to do that, video game. I will do some more research in just a second, but let's get this road to go across there. Great. We are not making very much money right now. Let's do some more research. I'm banking the research. This is good. Even though we are still not doing any research, we bank it, which is very nice. I'm going to get this fish upgrade in progress. The reason why I think I want a fish upgrade is because I think we're going to need another fish facility in order to get the levels of fish that we actually require. So as you can see, or you could see, we actually had way more fish in storage before we did now. So I think having the first building The first building that this town has being at least one fishing depot would be perfect. Also, I mean, I have no money. I have no money. Let's reduce our imperial expenditure to 0.5 in the hope that that improves things. But yeah, I mean, we're importing flipping jerky, we're importing flour, and it's not enough. It's not enough at all. The flour mills, yeah, the flour mills, we need more of them. We really need more of them. What do you need in Orbitalia here? We need to supply more houses more fully, and we need another building. That other building is going to be a wheat farm. That means that we can absolutely remove this wheat farm over here, and I will remove this wheat farm. But that's okay. We can worry about that later on. Resources should be moved over here. It's good. It's coming together. It's coming together. It may not look like it, but it is coming together. And it's coming together slowly but surely. But in a very satisfying fashion. Do you know what I'm also thinking? I mean, we've got a guaranteed jerky deposit over here. I mean, it's not a jerky deposit at all. Far from it. It's gonna be... yeah, build that there. It's gonna be a little wood, what is it, thingy, hunter's lodge. Yeah, it must be built in the city. I know. I am trying to do quite a lot right now. I realize founding a brand new city at the same time as also founding a brand new city is potentially over the top, but we're gonna make it work. We're going to make it work because we have to. And if I can reduce my jerky dependency, that sounds so bad to say. If I can reduce my jerky dependency, then that will be phenomenal for us. I think Orbitalia has just leveled up because that looks like, yeah, another brand new house. Mikhail? I don't even know how to say that place. Access to fresh water needs more housing. The housing is going to get built. Yeah, we got a lot of demand. We got a lot of demand placed on our lumber mill right now, to be honest with you. And a lot of demand placed on... Not a lot of... Oh, no, actually, we got plenty of cement. We got plenty of cement coming on in. Let's see. Yeah, we got plenty of cement coming in. We got loads and loads of cement. It would still be great if we could get our own cement production. So there is a little bit of stone over here. I tell you what, Orbitalia, you need access to fresh water in order to get this. So it's a no bueno. But that's proximity to stone, and proximity to stone is really important for limestone, you know? So yeah, we can get that. Right. New city, love to see it. Other new city, also love to see it. We just need so many more resources. What are you complaining about? All of our houses have got no resources. Fish, 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 fish. This is what I worried about. I knew that we would have no fish. Yeah, as you can see, we are bang out of fish. Now, at the moment, that's the menu. Yeah, I don't think there's any way that we can tell, oh, we need X fish and we're only supplying Y. There's no way to do that, but a good way to tell is like an intermediate sort of step for that is just have a little look at your stockpiles, and you can see at a glance, oh, I need more fish, like, because I am not supplying them. How are we doing over here? The flour mill is probably fine now. I feel like I've invested enough in the flour mill. This is almost built. Let's get more. I mean, the good news is, the very, very good news is that money-wise, I am doing absolutely fine. We just need to get on top of our fishing situation. And I think jerky, if we sort out jerky production and fish production, that is, I mean, it's not wine, because of course it's not wine, but that's like three of our main resources that we have sorted out. Now, research-wise, we are doing totally fine, and that's going to give me a fishing boost right at the moment that I need it. However, I do kind of, yeah, have no money. I got no money. No money at all. What am I exporting? I'm just literally exporting wood. That's fine, though. That's totally fine. That is totally, totally fine. What do we got over here? Stone? Yeah, I want to build another city over here. It's a little bit of a ways away. City center out with cement range. What is cement range? It could be extended. Could be extended. How's this looking? Hunter's Lodge coming along nicely. Fish, yeah. I am absolutely positive we do not have the fish that we require. I'm also not convinced. I'm not convinced that we have the wood that we require either, to be honest, in order to build all of these different things. There's probably quite a lot of wood actually required. I think I can do better than this. I think this setup kind of sucks, to be honest. I think this setup kind of sucks. I would like to get a logging camp. I can't get a logging camp right here, can I? Of course, we're controlled by... You know what? Yeah. Yeah, that's going to be our other building for Orbitalia. And then we're going to bring that down there. It's a little bit expensive to do. And by a little bit expensive, I mean that I have no money left. But if we're able to make this happen, then that's fantastic. So, we need to stop... Well, we don't need to stop exporting. But we just need to... be a little bit better. Yep, we don't have any of that. That's fine. I am low on the old cash. Very low on the old cash. But Potatopia is managing to keep its number of houses. Orbitalia, let me guess. You've got a jerky shortage. That's not what I would have guessed. You've got a fish shortage. That's what I would have guessed. And that was what I was kind of worried about. Good news is, though, we are getting raw meat. And we are getting the Ballista Venator bonus, which is nice. What can we get next? Warehouses, merchant docks expanded from 3 to 5 storage, or limestone coal, gold mines can gain +10 production, or we can get fired iron, which is the steel plant. I think we'll take irrigation, actually, which is going to give my wheat farms, vineyards, etc. a little boost, which is quite nice. Are we going to get, finally, at long last, the fishing dock over here is going to get supplied? I am horrifically indebted. Horrifically indebted. We're going to stop exporting this. Wait, what? Export the wheat. Export wheat. Yeah, why do we not... Was I not exporting that the entire time? Was I just storing it? Oh my giddy aunt. Was I really just doing that? Well, that would explain why I have no money. None at all, actually. The good news is that at least we have got way more lumber production, even if it is just from here. It's a really great boost, and it's going to mean that we can try and export a few more resources. Let's see if we can try and export meat, because at the moment we're just going to be scrapping that meat. And I'm going to say we're going to stop importing wheat. There we go. Export meats. Great. Exporting wheat, which we're going to get from here. I mean, it's not exactly amazing, but it's something. Nice. We have got our building. Our building is supplied... This is perfect. This is absolutely perfect. We're supplying the building with fish. We're getting way more fish. And I want to follow up with another... fishing dock pretty much immediately. Because, of course, we can't buy fish in. Because... Let's put you on disabled. We can't buy fish in because we've got no money. So there's... You know, there's no rhyme or reason why we should be... Not getting our own fish. Right, you are going to start working on the next level of house. It's good. And then that's all nice too. We got any fish over here? Nope, we don't, but we've got raw meat. And raw meat can be exported. Can it even reach the dock? It can't even reach the dock. It can reach pretty far, but it can't reach the dock. So what we can do is we can get raw meat here. Yeah, so we can get raw meat to store... Raw meat to store in the warehouse. There we go. It'll now be dispatched. And then from there, it can be dispatched down to the dock to be exported. So we are a little bit indebted at the moment. But we're still exporting. And that's what matters. We can also export the excess cement if we wanted to. But I don't really want to. Potatopia has done a very good job of sticking at 7 population as opposed to just falling further. Yeah, I'm surprised, honestly. I think we were more indebted, but now we're slightly less debted, which is good. Still got plenty of flour. Most houses close by to some of the the key trading areas have got the fish that they require. There we go. We've swung back to profitability, and I think we're going to swing even more into profitability if we get another road to increase fish production. I mean, fish production is good. And especially with that Ballista Venator bonus, that's really nice. But if I improve fish production, then we'd all be happy. And so, just by leaving things to tick over for about 5 minutes, we've actually managed to return to profitability. That is fantastic. That is really good. And something that I would say about the economic system in this game, it's very tightly balanced, at least from what I've seen. And I've played this game for, what, like 3-4 hours, something like that at this point. It's very tightly balanced. It's not impossible, right, if you make the wrong decisions, to go completely bankrupt, destroy your empire, etc. But, I mean, it's also possible to recover from being 2,000 denarii in debt, and that's exactly what we've done here. And it did take a little bit of time, but we did manage to do it. So I still need additional wood resources to be moved over to here. So we're clearly still selling a heck of a lot of lumber, which is fine. It's not ideal because I do need more money. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Raw meat. We are exporting the raw meat. Amazing. It's good. It's very, very good. The thing is that if you can be... Also, this wheat farm isn't even... We're literally just scrapping all of this wheat. I thought it was in range of the flour mill, but apparently it's not. Yeah, I mean, if you, for example, are making a decision like this, where we continue to have the wheat farm over here, it's entirely possible that you can go bankrupt, right? Because, well, why the heck would that work? I could build a smokehouse here, actually. That's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea. If I build a smokehouse right here, it will take a little bit of time for the resources to be moved around, but there's pretty much no other place. Well, actually, no, tell you what. It's a bad idea to build a smokehouse there. I'll tell you why. Because we're just about to level up. What is this? Albalum. And not the Hunter Lodge. The smokehouse can go literally across the river. Across the water. Wait, we need... Produces jerky from logs and raw meats. Ah. Okay, well, we can build it here, though. Well, that still leaves us something that we need to get built. I mean, a glass blower? We could get a glass blower in here. Because we need sand over here, I guess. And then that would allow us to move towards a... like a wine establishment? Sure, you know... A glass blower seems like such a pointless thing to do right now. I mean, we could build another monastery. We could build a... fountain. We haven't really needed to build an aqueduct yet, but trust me, we will build an aqueduct. It's the gosh darned last thing that I do. Maybe we just get another monastery. I will get another monastery. I mean, we still have another building in reserve here. So a sand collector, sorry, not a sand collector, a glass blower, you know, might not be the craziest idea that we've ever had. Yeah, that would be totally fine. So, you need... you don't collect meat anymore, do you? Meat anymore. You don't collect wood anymore. That's a problem. The reason why that's a problem is because we're no longer able to build this house and presumably that house. However, the good news is we're doing irrigation over here. Yeah, let's pump our research. We really need to pump our research, especially now that we've got 2 monasteries. We should have loads and loads of research per day. 2 research per day. We're going to get irrigation done, and then we're immediately going to go to Aether Liftworks. This is so critical. Warehouses, merchant docks expand from 3 to 5 storage. That is oh so good. I know it's going to cost me loads and loads of money per day, but if we can get this out of here, then that is going to be such a huge bonus. We don't need to do anything with you. You are fine. We're exporting wood. We're not importing cement. We don't need to be. We're exporting meat. We're importing jerky. That's a very expensive trade, but that's fine. Let's not export this anymore. There we go. We've done the research. It's good. That's going to give me a wheat bonus. So we should be able to entirely satisfy the demand of this flour mill. At least that's what I'm hoping for. Satisfy the entire demand of this flour mill and keep it continuously producing with these 2 relatively proximate, yes, in fact, very relatively proximate wheat farms. So that's good. How did we manage to get wood over here? I don't know how we managed to get wood over here. Ah, because it's within range of the lumber mill. So that's why lumber was sent directly to these buildings, which is perfect. Right, a smokehouse. Not in range of lumber. I will build that in there. And then... do I want to build another lumber yard here? I kind of think I do, you know. Well, actually, what's the range of lumber? I mean, it's very, very close. Can I build that there? Stalled. Hold on. Let's see. I mean, if I'm strategic about this... yeah, I can build this here, and it's perfect. Because that is technically within range of lumber, so the resources are going to get sent directly over there. I probably could help out by building a nice little road shortcut, but that's fine. Still need to solve this, but don't worry. We're going to research Aether Liftworks, and this is going to solve all of my problems. It is so good. It is so powerful. What's the other resource that we need? We need jerky over here. Well, we will probably get jerky at some point. In fact, we will get it really soon. And then we will no longer need to store raw meat in the distribution hub. We can store jerky. That's going to be kind of cool. It's going to be really cool. I still need more wood here, though. I mean, can I get... I don't really understand how the wood, the logging camps work. Yeah, we can get logs in here, but I would need fresh water. And, yeah, I don't have any way to get fresh water down there at the present moment, so... no bueno. We don't have to worry about it. It's fine. Oh, interesting thing that's happened here. Orbitalia used to be on 6 population. It's gone down to 5. That means that this logging camp is now abandoned, because I think it was the last building that we ended up building. But that's because we don't have the jerky that's being supplied. At least, not yet anyway. But soon. Soon, we will have the jerky coming through. This isn't lumber. We don't need lumber. We need logs. There's a difference. There's a big difference. Well, it's also within range of logs, so that's fine, I guess. But it's not lumber. That is very important to note. I'm glad that Albalum, I'm glad it's growing. I'm very glad it's growing. All of the logs are in transit. All of the logs have decided to take a ludicrously short, but no, a ludicrously long route in order to get there. I think if we can get an additional log farm over here, that's probably what we do. Now, I am going to set you to do jerky, and we're going to set you to do jerky export. We're going to set you... oh, look, it's just happened. The research has just happened. Amazing. So we're going to set you to jerky. Yep. Amazing. So you will hoard jerky now, which is even better. We are going to have wood here, because we absolutely... or sorry, lumber here, because we absolutely need to hold lumber. What do I want to do next? The next bit of great research, like, I mean, absolutely amazing research that I need is deep wells. Tiles gain fresh water access from rivers 1 tile farther away. That is giga powerful around here. Like, really, really powerful. So, next thing that we need to do is we need to turn back to Mickey, whatever it is, wherever that place is. Also, fish. Maybe I don't need another fish facility. We're actually completely okay for fish. Yeah. Yeah, we are totally fine for fish. So let's not maybe sweat the small stuff. Because I've got plenty of fish in storage here. I got plenty of fish. We're just going to hold that as even there. Plenty of fish there, plenty of fish there. Are we importing anything? No. We getting any jerky? We're getting jerky. Look at that. Love a little bit of jerky. We do need wood, and the wood is... I mean, taking such a ludicrously stupid route that, I mean... I don't even know. Like, just go up a tiny little bit. And I can't even build a path right now because I'm, you know, incredibly broke. I have no money. I have absolutely none. But we're gonna be making jerky, at least temporarily. This is good. Maybe I want to export the fish actually. How much do I export for? $8 an item? I'll do it. Sure. What the heck? Are we scrapping anything? We are scrapping 62 resources of something. Now, I can't actually tell what resource I am scrapping. I don't know what it is. I mean, maybe it's the raw meat, because our potential is 2. or 2.6. Our actual is 2, between 2 and 3, blah, 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 etc. It's probably this. Yeah, it's probably the raw meat that's not going anywhere because the logs are taking such a bleeding long time to get across this field. That's sickening, actually. Very, very sickening. And if I try and build a road, well, I'll be told that I can't afford it. Because I can't, because I've got no money. But the good news is that we should be able to export the fish. So that will at least make me some money, even though it's not much. Any other stuff that I want to get done? Can I export anything else? I mean, I'm making money. I'm spending 64 bucks a day to make this happen. Let's maybe reduce to 16. Maybe reduce to 16 per day. Yeah, because this is monthly, and a lot of my expenses are research at the moment. Potatopia, you've had a bit of a rough couple of months, haven't you? But we're getting jerky now, so that's good. Still have no sign of getting wine. I'm determined to flip and produce wine. Look at that. We're making loads of money now. Loads of money. Amazing. Amazing. So, you need another building, don't you? Well, it's time. It's time to get a logging camp. Yep, we'll do it. We will absolutely do that. We'll get a road right across here. And that will be... It is logs, isn't it? Yeah, it's logs. Good. So we'll get logs, and that will satisfy us, I think. Okay, now we're making loads and loads of money. Turns out, if you just turn down your research, you can make loads and loads of money really, really quickly. Can I just get a sand collector right here? Sand collector, access to fresh water, flippin' heck. I tell you what, here's what we can do. We can build an aqueduct. So aqueducts start from the top of the hill. You can only build one per spring. So we're going to be able to get one here and one here. This is why this area is so darn good. But we build the aqueduct, we come down this way, and we go there. And then at the bottom of the aqueduct, if we want to extend the range of fresh water from just 4 tiles, what we can do is we can build ourselves a fountain right here, and that will allow us to extend the range, which is very, very, very cool. I like that a lot. I still need some way to make cement, and I've not got any cement production yet. And there's not really many places that I can get cement production. There's stone over there. I mean, if I was to... Oh, research, deep wells, yes. Yes, 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 yes. If I was to build a warehouse... if I was to build a warehouse, like, here. If I was to build a warehouse here. Yeah, I mean, that would be replacing... That would be replacing it in like for like. I would not be able to do anything. I mean, I think I do want to build a warehouse here. I don't have the housing yet. I don't have the situation sorted, but I think I'll build a warehouse here. And then I think we'll head on over to this area. I mean... Can't build another city. Must have access to fresh water. We are limited in what we can do. We can build one over here, and that is in proximity to stone. Let's have a little look at the coal deposits over there. Iron ore deposits there. Gold ore there. The problem is, on this plateau, it's hard to operate. It really, really is hard to operate. If I was to get a warehouse here, that would, like, just about allow me to build... Just about allow me to build. You know what? I will do this. Yeah, I will actually just get a warehouse right there. That would just allow me to build in this vicinity. I will do that. I will make that happen. We will get a city out over here, and this is where we're going to get our limestone from. That's at least the goal, anyway. Why are you going down? Because you don't have any fish? Why do you not have any fish? We should have plenty of fish. Now it says we're out of fish. Now we are out of fish. Huh. Well, let's not build this there, and instead let's get another fishing dock. Yeah, let's not mess around. I mean, if I need more fish, I need more fish. I'm not prepared to lose even more money. You know what? Just crank it right down to the bottom. Crank down all of my research. I refuse to go backwards. I refuse to go backwards in terms of fish production. But this is all looking good. Orbitalia is looking nice now. It's wine. We've got a tier 4 house there. I didn't see that, but yeah, I'm gonna get wine production set up somehow. Somehow we're gonna make it happen. We're working on deep wells. That is gonna be so darn powerful. And cement production. Oh boy, it's coming. You are just refusing to just be serious about this, aren't you? What about that there? Yeah, I'm gonna build it. I mean, it's gonna cost me cement, as you can see. The cement is going to be dispatched. Abandoned. The house tier 2 has been abandoned because apparently we're not supplying fish. That is kind of to be expected. I mean, if we don't produce enough fish, then we're not going to be able to get enough fish out. The good news is you are now going to be building... hold on. Yeah, no, it's within range. So we've got the lumber. We can transport the lumber through the warehouse. And as long as it's transported through the warehouse, it will be transported into the fishing dock, which is just what we need. The sacrifices that we have had to make, unfortunately, are pretty great, because it means that our lumber is going to have to come from a little bit further afield. But we've still got meat produced locally. We've still got jerky produced. Yeah, it's fine. We're still making jerky, and that's part of what matters. I've also got at least enough money to sort of keep me tided over for a little while. But I would really appreciate that extra bit of wood right there. Oh, here it comes. We can see it coming down the highway. Right, fish production should be through the roof. Fish intelligence remains questionable. Don't know why you wouldn't just go around that way instead. I will support your ambition to get there quicker. It is important to me that we try and deliver as much as we possibly can. Right, back to that original plan that I had, which is to build a warehouse over here. Where's the extra house going to be? House is going to be here. Oh, we finished the aqueduct. I didn't even realize that we finished the aqueduct. Let's get the fountain. So the fountain will count, right? The fountain will count as our building, but that'll just mean that we need to level up to, what is it, level 4 in order to progress. But we can manage to build this house tier 1 and get it supplied. I mean, it's fish, for goodness sake. It's nothing. We really don't need to worry about it. Cement coming through. Great, it's all going to get sped up now. Still not quite sure why the fish has decided to go up and over as opposed to... I mean, it's literally, it's got to be quicker to go under and, you know, under and up as opposed to over and through when there's no flipping, you know, road there, for goodness sake, video game. Like, come on. Either way, this is the fish highway. It's looking good. Pretty happy about that. Potatopia really hasn't grown in about 1 billion years. Am I okay with that? I kind of am. This is a mess. What the heck is happening here? It's no fish. I realize the issue. But it's not good. It's not good at all. Right, you have leveled up. That's great. Let's get a fountain right here. So, a fountain will extend the range of the fresh water. So, that is really, 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 really powerful. Allows us to build a whole bunch more stuff under here. That's the goal. This is looking pretty darn good. Apart from this area not really working, we've got our next city sort of like mentally mapped out. We know roughly where that's going to be. Sand collector's going to go in here. Winery can always come in here somewhere. I mean, I actually still don't have my other building. You know what? Sure, we can get a vineyard. We can get a vineyard. We can just get a vineyard built. The winery, which will be built next... We obviously can't build it now, but we will be able to soon. Right, what requirements do you need? You need flour, jerky. I mean, do we not have jerky coming down here? We've got... Oh, and of course we don't have jerky, because we've got no albalum. That's it. We don't have any production in albalum. But the good news is that immediately we're going to be back up and running. And we are going to be jorking it. Jorking it in the very literal jerky production sense. Fantastic. Good. A new house. That's kind of the beach that I wanted to extract, but that's okay. The corner one is not really what I wanted to extract. I wanted to extract that one there. But we're not going to do that right now because we're going to do the warehouse right here. What level house is that? That's level 2 house. That means that we're going to need more flour. I think that we are struggling to even supply flour, to be honest. I think we've got flour here, which is fine. We've got flour here, which is fine. But anything... Little bit of flour there. No flour there. You know what? Let's import flour. Let's import flour. Worst case scenario, we spend a little bit of extra cash. I'm making so much flipping money right now that it doesn't actually matter what I do. And as soon as I get my other construction resources, i.e. my limestone, we're gonna be so flipping good. We're gonna be so flipping good. I can also get another viaduct, not a viaduct, aqueduct. Somewhere, if I wanted to build stuff in this vicinity, I could do that. We can also take another aqueduct from here. This town is looking really good now. Loads of woods. But of course the wood is not actually going anywhere presently because it can only go to the house. Whereas the wood can't quite reach to the lumberyard. I mean, that's a crying shame, actually. That is a real shame. But even if it was to reach the lumberyard is pretty much at 100% on order anyway. So it's not like it could really do anything, you know, any better. In an ideal world, I actually think I build the lumber mill right here. I think that's way better. And then we can ditch this lumber mill here, move it out of the capital, and get it moved to elsewhere. Also, only one single house isn't satisfied now. So clearly, the jerky is working. The jerky is being dispatched directly. The jerky can go to this house directly, but it will need to go to the warehouse otherwise. Yeah, because it can't reach this tier 4 house. But, I mean, if I was to get import of jerky and then import of wine, let's do that as well, then we would actually be able to level up Potatopia, which I think is exactly what I want to do. So, this lumber mill is going to get destroyed. Yeah, we're going to destroy this building. Demolish. So, I've got the vineyard. Excellent. I'm going to build... I need to build a glass blower. The glass blower can go right here. And then the winery can go here as soon as we level up to the next level of population, which will not take very long at all. What do you need? You need flour over here. I am getting flour. Where on earth I'm getting it from, I have no idea. You're ready to level up, and I have not got a warehouse like I promised right here. Is that? No, right here. That's what I want to do. That's ever so slightly better. And then we'll get a little road across there as well for good measure. Nice. Okay, Potatopia as soon as... Where is it? Where's the building? Yeah, as soon as this building is built, then that will allow us to progress up to level 8. I do compromise on the imports. Obviously, I'm importing wine, I'm importing jerky. But this is an international... Well, no, it's not international yet, but it's a national empire, right? So we've got to think about, you know, even if we're producing the resources, we're going to need to buy some in, you know, hence, you know, such as the scale of our operation here. Also, is it just me, or are all of these buildings, like, perfectly in focus? This one looks very out of focus. Maybe it's just a low resolution asset, but whatever. Right, what's next? Glass blower, we obviously have no sand. That's fine. That's not going to happen for a little while. Winery. Yeah, let's get a winery. And let's get it here? Let's get it here. Where's my house going? Where's my new Potatopia house going? Has it been built? Am I going crazy? I don't know where it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We've got it. So, why can't I build? We can build. We can build a winery. Okay, well, let's build it right there then. So, glass blower. This is a really efficient setup, actually. We've got a winery on one side. We've got a glass blower right here. We're still selling all the grapes, scrapping them for now. I suppose we could reasonably be exporting. That is way better. It's way better to export. So we get them at 20 bucks a piece. I should have been doing that for a while. I mean, not like it's really mattered. Like, money-wise, we're doing just fine. I am going to increase my research. We're going to go all the way up to 64 per day, which is really going to take a big chunk out of my profit. But getting this deep wells research, I'm telling you, it is so unbelievably overpowered. It's so darn good. Right, let me guess. You still need flour. I knew it. I knew you would still need flour. Are we able to supply you directly? Yeah, we are able to supply you directly. Can I get 2 flour imports. Will that allow me to buy double the flour? I don't know if that's how it works. But I guess we'll find out. Lots of flour, lots of purchase of flour. It does look kind of like a lot, relatively speaking. All I need is like just a few bits to go here. Really? You're gonna go straight through the monastery? You're not telling me that's seriously the most quick way to go. I don't think it is. Right, fish. We are still really struggling with fish. Are we... do I want to supply fish here? I don't think I necessarily do, honestly. It's not bad to do, but it's not great either. Right, forget about that. We're going to get ourselves another city over here. We need to build that here. And that would be a totally useless... This will be a totally useless city, by the way, unless we get the deep wells upgrade, because tiles gaining freshwater access from rivers and from river tiles one further away is perfect, because at the moment is literally just these tiles. 2 of them are unbuildable. In fact, 3 of them are unbuildable. So it's literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tiles around this that are buildable. Then it will extend to this entire additional ring as soon as we finish the deep wells research. That is phenomenal. That is really, really, really good. And I can't wait for that to happen. Yeah, I think the sort of direction mechanics of some of the resources, I mean, this is just ridiculous. I mean, it is quicker to go round. I mean, it's less direct, I'll grant you, but, like... And I will help build this to make it happen. But, yeah, it's definitely there's some directional issues. So, additional aqueduct extension. Cities no longer gain additional upkeep after 7 population. Maybe. Excess fish can be consumed by farms to boost production speed. Yeah, it's pretty good. Houses consume resources 10% slower. I will actually take that, because we do seem to have some fairly sporadic issues in Albalum. Albalum. Yeah, Albalum. So, we can address that. To be fair, we are trying to move resources from one half of the empire to the other half of the empire, and that can be challenging. I'm also thinking, do I have a warehouse over here? I don't have a warehouse over here, but I have a warehouse here. And that could mean an additional city. Could very easily mean an additional city over here. And an additional city over here will mean... It will mean extra fish. I will import cement for now. Exporting grapes. Yep, perfect. Have you leveled up to the next level? Nope, because we are still after... We're still after literal flour. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's get more flour importation here. That's good. We're exporting fish. Let's not export fish there. Import flour, import jerky, import wine, import flour. I think that's a good combination. Potatopia has actually gone from a fairly weak position to a bit of a stronger position. Orbitalia, however, a little bit less strong. Orbitalia relies on the jerky from Albalum, and it relies on the flour from the local flour mill. That being said, I feel like... Oh, you've got wine. You got wine requirements as well. Well, we can supply wine direct from here. We just need more. We just need way more. Right, excess fish can be consumed. That's going to give us a production speed bonus. Let's get resource reduction. Yeah, resource reduction speed. Fantastic. Again, not sure about the fish. Not sure about the fish travel direction here. That's a little sus, to be honest with you. Little sus. Good. Albalum, maybe going to level up. We've got Regina, Calais. So, we need to get a limestone mine right here. Must have access to fresh water. Must have more housing. Wait, is this not actually built? It is built. What's the beef here, then? Why can't we do it? Stagnant population? Yeah, what's the issue? I wonder if this... Maybe this doesn't count as a river, and therefore we can't do it? Is that it? That could be it? Maybe? I'm not sure. let's let this get built, and then we'll assess later on. Now, you are ready over here. So the first building that we will get is a road to connect up. It's good. Does take about 1 billion years to get any resources over here, hence why it's really important that we get fish set up. Fish is going to need to be built here and here, so we're going to need to reach the next level of, you know, city development in order to make that happen. You are looking very good, and it's time for me to get a sand collector. Sand collector can go right there. Very nice. We'll do it, and that sand collector is going to allow me to get literally all of the pieces needed to do glass. So we've got wine. That's right next door. Glass is going to be coming from next door when that happens as well. Nice. Yeah, so I don't think this city can even spawn like a house. I think that's the entire problem. So we're going to demolish that building, or demolish the city center, I suppose. And then we'll get the city center over here, because there is like absolutely a way that we can make this work. It's just going to be a little bit more, well, it's going to involve aqueduct, and that's going to be critical. Oh, look, there comes our sand. Excellent. We're going to get this bonus in just a second. That's going to be great. I can't wait. How many resources are we scrapping? 86, 92. Yeah, not much. Still can't really tell what we're scrapping, but it's not much, and that's what matters. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. Now, I want to get trains. Let's get trains. I'm absolutely going to flip and get trains. That is so darn cool. Right, you need fish. You're within range. You are technically within range of the fish facility. Are we importing fish? Let's import fish. Import fish and import fish. Yep. Import it all. Get everything that we need. Just buy it all in. It's fine. Right, so, winery, great. See, how is it quicker? It's not quicker to go that way, like, at all. So we're undersupplied at the present moment. I need to absolutely rectify that. So you go there, and then apparently you just want to go across to the other weird corner over there. That's fine, we can fix that. We can fix that pretty easily. So, loads of fish importation, that'll be great. Shortly followed by the 10% resource consumption reduction, so that's good. That will bring this entire area back online. Traja now can build a house, which is great. Now remember we need to build, the whole point of building this area is that we get access to limestone. What we're going to need to do is we're going to need to extend fresh water down here, which means that we need to get an aqueduct to here. So we build that there, and then at the bottom of the hill here, we're going to have to build a fountain, but we're going to have to get that bumped up to level, you know, I don't know, we're going to have to get the city bumped up to level 2 before it works. Here we go. Great, happy days. We need fish, and the fish can be supplied locally from the warehouse that we have producing over there. What do we got? Jerky. Yeah, I'm almost thinking that we might even want to get, as a next level, we might want to get like a merchant dock over here somewhere. It's maybe not the craziest idea in the world. Cities no longer gain additional upkeep cost. All tier 1 houses upgrade to tier 2. Increases population growth, reduces population loss. Grants 5% to all production. It's good. But then again, steel, and then horseless chariots, and then trains. I mean, come on. It's not even close. Now, are we making wine? We are making wine. It's glass bottles that are the real limiting factor here. How many bottles does it take? It takes 4. 4 sand for 1 bottle. So we do make wine, but we make it in such small quantities that it's basically an irrelevance. I mean, we could stockpile instead of like cement or something like, instead of flour. We could always stockpile the sand instead, which means that it would be a little bit less sporadic, the distribution, but it's fine. Right, we're starting to get a little bit of wine, which is great. Okay, steel production is sorted, unlocks the building of steel plants. Let's get horseless chariots. Upgrades transports. Carts to horseless chariots. Moves faster and carries more goods. So, again, that's this thing right here. That is the warehouse to warehouse, or the merchant dock to merchant dock. Resource transportation system, which carries a bunch of resources. It's not very opaque about what actually happens, but it does work. It does do something. Right, let's get ourselves a fountain. The fountain is going to go here. In fact, can we... Yeah, no, it'll have to go here. Fountain has to go here. And then we have to get this upgrade. Fountains can provide water up to 4 additional tiles. Yeah, we need to transition to that. Sorry. We'll come back to horseless chariots. Don't worry. I'll come back. Also, I didn't even realize that we are maxed out on research. And that kind of explains why I have no money. So there you go. Right, what do you need? What do you need? We have one house that is not meeting the requirement. What's that one house? It's not you. Not you. It's you. And we also need one more. This is just... We have no fish. Is it... Do I get a fishing dock in my capital city? Is that what I want to do? I could do that. I will do that. I will do that. I think that's the right play. I think that's absolutely the right play, you know? I am so desperate for fish, and it is stopping all of my expansion. I have, like, a network of connected... I have a network of connected warehouses that can transport resources, like, reasonably quickly. You know what? Screw it. Let's get the horseless chariots. Finish that out first. We get 2 research per day. Finish that out. Allow the resources that are being moved between warehouses to be moved faster, and then let's return to Aqueduct Machinatus. Very cool. And we will get the fountain, etc., expanded over here. I still need another building. Yeah, I need that other building to be... I suppose I could build a cement factory here. Must be built near the ocean. Okay, can't do that. Limestone factory needs to be that. I guess we can build a cement factory over here. I obviously don't have the space at the moment, but we can. Occasionally, you do get lucky, and you can find a bit of... I think that's a bit of stone right there. You can find a little bit of stone that is near the water, and you can do it all. Oh, look at that! Our first properly steam-powered loco, or well, road loco, I suppose. Either way, they're puffing around. They're doing fantastic. That's looking great. Right, back to the aqueduct research. Yep, that's perfect. That's exactly what we need. So, with this fishing hut, we're producing loads and loads of fish. Are we going to be able to supply albalum for a little bit longer? I certainly hope so. And you know what? It's probably time... Maybe not albalum. Maybe it's aginus. I think we need to get a warehouse over here so that we have fast resource transportation. Of course, when we get trains, we will have even faster resource transportation, which is going to be even more satisfying. Right, what do you need? You need jerky and you need wheat. So, about that. What do I do in order to fix this area up? Not much I can do, to be honest. In fact, actually, no. I am sorting it out. What am I talking about? Jerky and wheat. You need to store wheat. Sorry, flour. I keep saying wheat, flour, blah, 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 etc. You store flour, but you're not getting any of it. You're actually already within range of that. We'll store flour there anyway. If we're moving the resources around, then it's totally fine to do. Ah, look at this. We're actually consuming 0.5 fish per week. Very cool. Very cool. Okay, we're going to see a little bit of growth here. Is the first building that I want to build, is it going to be fish? Is it going to be fish? Is it going to be warehouse? It's going to be fish. Because I can now build here. I completely forgot that I could build here. I can build here now because we got the deep wells tech. And this is a river. Are we able to build this? Yes, we are. It is quite literally just within range. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. I will get a warehouse here, though. I will get a warehouse, and we will get the warehouse right in there. Very important. Means that we can supply everything. Albalum, you are finally, hopefully, going to grow. We have the buildings that are being supplied. We have got the wood that is being pumped directly into the smokehouse. We're going to get the meat from the Hunter Lodge. How much does that produce? It produces 2.6 per week. And you consume how much? You consume 7 per week. Not even close. So, yeah, we're not even matching our production there. So that's a bit of a shame, but it's fine. Right, come on, get this research done, and then we can get limestone production, which is going to be oh so required. Choo-choo, getting loads of goodies here coming in. I'm making money, believe it or not. I am making money. Potatopia, how is this area looking? It's not looking too bad. I think you need a warehouse, to be honest. I think we need a warehouse here. I don't think there's anything else that we could really get. I don't think there's anything else we could really get that... Oh, no, hold on. I was going to say, I don't think there's anything else that we really need for our population. Lies. I lied to you, ladies and gents. We need cigars. We need cigars. We do have the enhanced preservation modifier. Flour, yeah, that's obviously in a bad place. Here's the thing about cigars, and I know this about cigars. We cannot import them. So if we go to cigars here, or tobacco, overseas trade disabled, we can export, but we can't do anything with them. So, cigars. What is the process for tobacco and cigars? Tobacco farm, easy enough. Cigar factory produces cigars from lumber, flavoring, and tobacco. Flavoring we get from wild herbs and then into a flavor extractor. So it's tough. Wild herbs are in the absolute middle of nowhere. In fact, they're so not wild that they are all clustered together in the same area. That can't be fair. That cannot be fair. There's not a single other wild herb. Yeah, we don't have access to wild herbs. We absolutely don't. I'm not quite sure how we're going to be able to get them. That's what we call an old-fashioned problem. But, you know what's not a problem is the fact that we've pretty much finished up with the aqueduct upgrades, which is great. And you know what? In general, right? Ignoring the fact that we have a tier 5 house that we are not going to be able to satisfy, I mean, at all, probably. This place is looking pretty good. This place is looking really good, in fact. This place is looking great. So we got the warehouse here. Beautiful. We will move all of the resources around. We store fish. That means that we can steam away and get the fish to where it's needed. Let's actually store jerky as well, because then the jerky can be transported directly from the smokehouse. Directly from the smokehouse to here, and then that will work flawlessly. Fish we're going to get distributed up here. Let's get a road. There we go. It's good. Don't know what you're doing. I have no idea where this fish is going. I guess it was going up and around. So not even all the fish take the same direction to get to the place, to get to their destination. Monastery, aqua motor. Okay, increased production of surrounding buildings. I'm interested. I'm interested. Very interested. Anything that I want to get. I mean, I really want to get a gold mine. I'm not far away from, like, gold over here. Like, gold is right there. It looks very visually similar to the other stuff, but hey-ho. We can deal with that in a second. Right, limestone, yes. Good. We are locked in. Finally. We've got limestone. We will get all the resources dispatched, which is great. Yeah, I need to get... You know what? I'm going to play it. I'm gonna do something risky. I'm going to do something really risky. It's not risky at all. I'm going to demolish this building, and we're going to get a merchant dock right in there. That maybe seems a little bit counterintuitive, but we're just going to start importing fish. I mean, fish is so relatively cheap to import that there's pretty much no reason not to do it. Iron Reach unlocks rails, unlocks rail runners. Merchant docks and warehouses create trade routes when connected by rail. Yes, and we're already 50% of the way. Yes, flippin' please. That's great. Also, I would love to get a warehouse over here. A warehouse somewhere in this vicinity would allow me to buffer sand much more effectively. And that's what I want to do. Merchant dock. So, I need to import fish, because then the fish can immediately be moved up to the warehouse. Easy peasy. I need to import flour, and I need to import jerky as well. If I get all of those things, don't bother with cement and wood. That's fine. And where is it? Jorky and flour. Great. Import, import. That's exactly what we're after. We've got 5 road connections to all of the various warehouses. We've actually just now got past the point of cash that we had at the very start of the game. We are maxed out on research, or research spending anyway. Logging camps, wild herb collectors produce 10% more. Well, that doesn't help me get access to the wild herbs. Also, there's like arrow arcs, which is, I presume, like a blimp, which is kind of cool. But it's not yet implemented, so don't waste your research points. Steam-driven bellows feed furnaces with relentless breath. Smokehouses, glassblowers, flavor extractors, mint and steel gain additional production. Unlocks the building of the aquamotor. Build on a river. All neighboring buildings gain 25% production. I'm interested in that. All tier 1 houses gradually upgrade to tier 2. You know what? I will take that. We have unlocked, by the way, we've unlocked the rail. It costs me steel to build a rail. Well, that gives me something to aim towards, doesn't it? So, coal. We have coal up here. We have coal. It's dicey to get. Same with iron, but it's very, very doable. So that is our next objective. We need to try and get to here. In fact, the warehouse, not quite close enough, is it? Not quite close enough at all. That being said, I think what we can do... I mean, can I do warehouse range, resource range? That's exactly what I'm after. Then we build an aqueduct, and then we drag from this start point right over to here. It's only like 10. That's fine. We can manage that. Over to here. Excellent. Yeah, we build that there, and then we build a city at the bottom, and then we build a fountain here, and then we build a warehouse. And that will allow us to get another city up to here. And then, where did I say the iron was? It was one of these ones, wasn't it? Yeah, so it's this one. And I think we should be able to grow the city here enough, and then build another city here, and then get coal, and then that will be able to chain together to make a workable solution. Meanwhile, how are we doing limestone extraction-wise? We're doing so good that I didn't even notice. Didn't even notice how we were doing. Right, well, here we're going to do, very simply, a warehouse. Yep, right in there. This is a very industrial city, and I'm okay with that. I'm very okay with that. Right, what did I just finish doing? Was it this? Cities no longer get additional upkeep? Well, that just gives me free money, I suppose. Waters of Healing increases population growth, reduces population loss, and 5% to all production. That's nice. That's nice. It'd be really great, though, if I didn't have to... It'd be really great if I didn't have to go and get herbs from the other side of the flippin' map. That would be even better. How are we doing for fish now? Also, I still need one more building over here. Oh, you've grown as well. And with your growth, I will build a warehouse. I will build a warehouse right next door to the sand extractor, and we will get sand. Yes, I know, I have already got a warehouse here. I could be buffering sand elsewhere, but elsewhere it would not be useful. Here, it's very useful. So, my merchant dock is doing great things. Doing really, really good things. And now we are, I mean, well, it allowed us to level up Mikai. So, that's great. Orbitalia, what do you need? You need Jorky. You still need Jorky? Is there any... I suppose there's that over there. That's not too bad. We could go and get... not in range of cement, not in range of lumber. Yep. Yeah, that's fine. Cool. And then a road from here to here, I guess. I'm not sure that it really makes that much of a difference. Of course, everything is going to go off-road in order to get there. It's fine. Oh, yeah, I tell you what. Mikai also needs, on this level up... Yep, brilliant. That's going to be a tier 4 house. That's completely fine. What we need here, though, is we need a cement factory. And that's going to go right here. Or it could go right here, because it needs to be built on the ocean. I don't know why it needs to be built necessarily on the ocean, but that's okay. And we are going to buffer limestone, because that should be in range. In fact, it is quite literally just in range. Buffer limestone. Limestone there. So the limestone should get transported directly down the hill. I am going to accelerate that journey down the hill. See, it looks like half the limestone takes one journey and the other half takes the other journey. Well, now it should be sped up. We should be able to get all of the limestone down relatively quickly. I want to get gold over here. How the heck do I do that? That's what I need to figure out. Either way, we're going to start buffering limestone. That's great. And then limestone can be transported over to here, I guess. And then from there, oh, you've been built now. Fantastic. And we get a cement factory right in there. Finally, at long last, we have managed to manufacture cement. I simply don't believe it, but we have done it. We have done it. Are we supplying wood to this lumber mill? That seems very inefficient from there, but we are doing it. Right. That's going to give us a house. Fantastic, I suppose. Anything else research-wise that we want to do? All tier 1 houses gradually upgrade to tier 2. I'll do it. Here's the problem that I have, though. Have I inadvertently... Yeah, screwed myself here. Must have more housing. Okay, no, we're actually fine. So I can still build... the fountain. As long as I can build the fountain, then we are okay. Because if I can build the fountain there, then we're fine. Let's go... Nope, road. Yep, go road up to there. Great. And am I content? Am I content with this setup? I think I am. Yes, look at this. Look at this, look at this, look at this. We're still technically a little bit undersupplied. But we are now buffering our own cement. For the first time ever, our own actual cement. You need wine? Let's import wine. Let's import wine. Let's not worry about cement. We don't need to worry about cement. We do wine, we do imports, and we get ourselves our own wine. Amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Oh, yeah, I tell you what. No, it's actually a good idea to get cement here. Cement. Don't do anything. No trading. It does mean that we can transport it from here directly in and then run it up with one of these, you know, the steam engine things. So that's kind of cool. Doing research on tier 1 to tier 2 house upgrades. Wild herb collectors. Yeah, it's useless. Useless. Up here. A steam crucible. Unlocks building steam crucible. All neighboring buildings gain plus 50% production while the crucible consumes coal. That's pretty darn cool. We have yet to buffer sand here, by the way. Yeah, that's probably something that caused a few people to shout at me. But it's fine. Maybe a warehouse. Maybe a warehouse in here. No, not a warehouse. Sand there. Is that quicker? I mean, unless there's like a warehouse literally right next door, it doesn't really make much sense to have this. You know, I'll build a warehouse next door. What the heck? We'll do it. Build a warehouse next door. Believe it or not, we don't actually have a warehouse in our grand capital city yet. What do you need? You need jerky and you need wine. I'm trying to fix wine. I'm not trying to fix jerky, but I'm trying to fix wine. Right. That is not a great place for me to see this. I need to demolish this building. And then we need to build a fountain right here. It needs to go there because that is within cement range. And then you can build there. And that's completely fine to build there. But yeah, we need a fountain to go there. Because if a fountain doesn't go there, then we can't build another warehouse. And if we can't build another warehouse, then we can't extend our... our network. Which is a great shame. Right, that. Then this flour, sand collector, winery, cigar factory, lumber mill, and cement factory produce goods 5% faster. All construction is 100% faster. Man, I feel like I should have got that first. I still can. I don't know why I'm saying you can switch over very, very easily, which I'm delighted to do. Speaking of research, we don't even necessarily need to have these research things here. Sand, there we go. Good. Now we can do sand-to-sand transport, and ideally, there we go. It's going to come along this way, and we're just going to immediately put it into here. We'll be able to see. Are we going to get sand? There we go. We're getting sand. Amazing. And now the sand is going to get moved across to the glass blower so darned quickly. that hopefully we will be able to produce way faster. Because I suspect that we are wasting a whole bunch of grape production potential by not doing that. Right, back up to here. The fountain is built. Marvelous. So, after we do that, our warehouse needs to go here. Yep. Are you out of warehouse range? Oh, yeah, you might not be within warehouse range. Yeah, you're not. So that's why. Hold on. Demolish building. Yep, demolish building, and you build there. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And then you're going to be able to build super quickly. And, yep, the resources have already been dispatched. We can see them. We can see them coming through. That is absolutely ideal. I am loving this. This is phenomenal. This is really, really good. Cement we're looking good for. Lumber we're looking good for. I don't think we're importing any of it. It says we're importing fish. Maybe I could stop importing fish, but I have so much money. I have so much money. Importing wine. We're buffering sand there. We really don't need to be buffering sand here. We've already got jerky anyway. Can I get herbs? I can't get herbs. If I could get herbs, that would be much better. I don't think we can get flavoring either. Coal? We can import coal. Hold the phone. Can we import iron? We can import iron. Can we import steel? We can't import steel. Can we import gold? There's no way. No, we can't. Okay, that's fine. Let's immediately head on down to this area over here. Maybe we don't even necessarily need to do this. I mean, well, I want to get trains. That's what I'm absolutely resolute in my determination to do. Let's get a merchant dock. Must have access to fresh water. Don't worry, we're doing it. Merchant dock right here. This is actually a really, really, really well-connected town. Do I still want to press on upwards? Yeah. I mean, why not, right? Why not? Not in range of cement. Excellent. Yeah, so we get this. It's good. I like it. It's right at the end of our range. In terms of, like, research and upgrades, a couple of research upgrades that I'd like to see. Something to extend the range of warehouses, I think, would be really cool. I don't think we can do that at the moment. Something else would be kind of cool. If I could set up, like, a colony. Problem is, right, if I wanted to set up a colony at the other side of the map here, I mean, it's not a great example because there's no water up here, but if I wanted to set up a colony, I can't do that. I mean, I can build this here, right, but it's not going to get built because cement, lumber, etc. just will not be able to get up there. If I could get an upgrade to a merchant dock, for example, or like get a settler station, something that allows you to sort of break free of the constraints and say, hey, I'm going to build a city over here, and I'm going to start a new little foundation, a new little settlement at the other side of the map. That would be kind of cool. Right, the only other thing that I can get is a timber craft engine, which I will do. This is looking great, and what I want to import over here is coal and iron. That's right. That's good. Or at least let me import wild herbs. Yeah, maybe even if it is super expensive, because, I mean, there is, on this map anyway, unless I'm going absolutely crazy and there's more wild herbs somewhere else, yeah, there is an absolute 0% chance that I am ever going to be able to get wild herbs. Right, it's time to found another city. We're going to found it over here. Yeah, is this the place? This the place? That's the place. Let's do it. We'll get a road as well. This honestly truly feels like the real Roman frontier. Right, this is looking good. We're getting all of the resources that we need. We are not supplying houses with the things that they need, though. So let's, instead of doing that, we'll do this and jerky, and we'll import both. Is that all that we need? Flour. Don't even think we need jerky yet, do we? No, we don't even need jerky. We literally just need flour. So that's fine. Then we will go and get a steel plant, and the steel plant will go right next to the building that imports these things, and we will get steel to be buffered here. Look at how quickly we build. Plus 100% construction speed. That's good. That's really good. Forge breath, smokehouse, glassblower, flavor extractor, mint, steel, gain production, or the aquamotor. I guess the aquamotor first, and then the forge breath. Wow, that we got halfway through that research really quickly because we banked the points. It's quite nice. Right, look at that. Steel production. It is well underway. We are now undersupplied again because we have used up all of our production. We used up all of our productive resources. I got 2 bits of steel. Well, this is going to be a challenging railway to construct. Let me tell you. A very challenging railway to construct. I need... What do I need? I mean, I just need this to get built. We can try and get to the iron over here. That's the goal. I mean, now that I know we can import iron and coal to make steel, it's gonna be way easier to do this, isn't it? I mean, the other thing that I should probably just do is get another trade boat. If I get another a trade boat, merchant ship, you know what I mean. If I get another one of those, that will work a heck of a lot faster. It'd also be good if I had some way to make coal from logs. That's often an option in games. You know, you have like a coking oven or a charcoal maker or something like that. Of course, in this case, doesn't actually matter because we have way more coal than we do iron right now. At least that's what the interface is telling me. But worth considering, I'm sure. Right, flour. Where is my flour? Do I need fish? Do I really need fish down here? I kind of do. I want to see, by the way, when I'm finished with this research. Yeah, when I'm finished with this research, I'm going to turn down my research to like 0 and then see what that gives us. Do I have capacity for another building? I actually might get another sand collector here. Yeah, just because it's a little bit of fun, isn't it? A little bit of fun. We got loads of cement. Plenty of cement coming through. Import, import, import. Yeah, I cannot believe that we still don't have enough Jorky. I mean, we're importing Jorky like it's nobody's business. I think near enough every dock. Not here. Near enough every dock we're importing Jorky. Exporting lumber. Is that literally the only resource that we're exporting? I think it actually might be the only resource that we're exporting. I think now we're making so much money from tax that it's pretty good. Saving 1,792 from Urban Waterworks, and we are also paying 1,792 from our coffers into the research institutions over here. Now, that's our tech done. Let's take a hammer to both of these establishments, so that will reduce our research down to nothing. Then where do we go? I mean, yeah, keep on producing, I guess. Maybe I've approached this incorrectly. Maybe we don't want a warehouse here. Maybe we want a glass blower here. If we get a glass blower right in there, and ideally it'll take not a long time if we get the resources dispatched. Don't know where from. We get the resources dispatched to the glass blower, and then delete this glass blower maybe? Okay. I guess all the sand is going to be moved over to here. Wow, 98 en route. That's quite a lot of... That's quite a lot of sand. That's quite a lot of sand. Good. That's exactly the route that we want to see happening. It's gonna... I don't know what's gonna happen when we reach the maximum capacity. I guess it just sells itself. Yeah, it just sells itself. And then it goes into scrap, so... It's fine. I mean, we could just... Yeah, whatever. We could just move it in, but... Right. I will now destroy this building. Destroy this building here. Yeah, don't buffer sand. Buffer glass bottles instead. There we go. There we go. Good. I think we sold all of our sand for a huge loss there, but that's fine. And now our sand should go direct from here into here. And after we've got all of the sort of stuff that comes back, the back blow, we should be able to get bottles Just going into here. And now we don't need grape. Or now we need grapes. That's a good problem to have, though, because we've got 3 buildings spare, and we can absolutely get a vineyard. Yep, right in there. And we can even get additional vineyards if we need in some of these surrounding areas. Did that just... That's building pretty darn quickly. Not perfectly quickly, but not bad either. Albalum. What do you need? You need wheat. Right, what are we doing over here? This is a bit of a mess, this area. Yeah, it's a huge bit of a mess, actually. Fish. We are technically getting fish. In a very, very light technical sense. How much steel do I have? I have 10 bits of steel. Well, that's pretty bleeding useless, to be honest with you. Let's see how much rail we can get with that. So, I want to go from, like, here to here to here. Is that going to work? Is that less than 10 steel? Let's give it a shot. Let's give it a shot. I think not. I think we will require way more steel in order to get this to work, but we'll try. Yeah, what do we need in order to get this town to grow? We need wheat. Let's get... I know, I need to trade all of these things, actually. Right. How's that? It's fine. Do you know what I'd also like to do? Is there another place where I can get another city? You know what? Yeah, there is. Yeah, there is. Can I get a warehouse? Must have access to fresh water. We can get a warehouse here. We can get a warehouse here. That's great. Let's get a warehouse right here. Perfect. And then, this is my grand plan. We're going to get an aqueduct, which comes from this start point over to here. We're going to get an aqueduct over to this area here. Aqueduct Machinus construction will be demolished. No, I'm waiting. I want the warehouse to get built. I want the warehouse to get built. Construction will be demolished. I suppose we could build it right down here. What about... Construction will be demolished. Try starting from here instead. Construction will be demolished. I don't understand what that means. Build it over there. Fine. We'll found a city right over here once that is all built. Because theoretically, we should have the ability to get all of the lumber and all of the cement moved seamlessly. Right. How are we doing bottle-wise? Nice. We're finally doing better bottle-wise. We need way more wine, though. Way more grapes. I'm going to bang down another vineyard. I mean, I've still got 2 building slots here, so might as well, you know? Yep. Beautiful. And right there. That's for Orbitalia. But do I particularly care? I can build here, but we don't get the 20% bonus. I can build right here. What am I talking about? There we go. Good. A lovely combination. So we got the cement, we've got the wood, and we've got the bottles that are coming through thick and fast. They're all being moved up to here, which is great. Ah, it's flawless. It's flawless. It's working perfectly. This area not working perfectly. Presumably because we don't have any fish. I think that's the problem. I think that is the entire problem. Yep. I think that is the whole problem that we have. Is there something that I can do about it? I could probably build some more fish facilities. Is there something that I can do about that? I mean, we haven't actually used this source yet. Can't create more than 1 aqueduct per spring. Oh, I guess this counts as all as 1 spring. Well, wait, does that work as an aqueduct? We can actually go up? I think we have to still go down. Hold on. Oh, we can totally just build an aqueduct out here. Oh, I didn't even realize we could do that. I thought we had to be going, like, down a level in order to make it work. Let's do that there. Yeah. Nice. And that should all be within construction radius of something. Also, how's my train line looking? My train line's looking great. That's looking perfect. I mean, I don't think that we're moving literally any goods between these areas. Do I need to maybe extend this, like, one more slab? If I get it one more slab, maybe... It says there's a rail connection. Was that just introduced? I don't actually know. But that's rail. We've got rail. We've got rail. That's good. Right. Am I doing better on the wine front? Yes, I absolutely am. That is superb. So, do you have anybody that needs wine? You do. You've also got somebody that needs jorky. But, the jorky no worky. Rosalina. We're building that. That's good. I tell you what, can I build a hunter lodge here? Certainly can. And then buffer raw meat. Or whatever it's called. Yep, raw meat. And then are we buffering... We're not buffering raw meat down here. But I suppose we can't actually. I want to see a train in action. I want to see a train in action. Let's also get... I mean, I want to see a route that... I want to see a route that we know is going to have some action on. I mean, maybe... What about rail from here to here? Let's do it. I mean, we're obviously not going to be able to build all of that right now, but the steel will be dispatched from over here. Let's see. I am cool. I'm cool with this. Merchant docks, warehouses create trade routes when connected by rail. I cannot flippin' wait. Go, 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 go. Get all of the goodies around here. Yeah, I don't really know the sort of consistency of supply, but I just know that it's working. Look at this. We're actually starting to maybe get a little bit of wine that's coming through here. It seems quite strange to be going to all of this effort in order to get wine. But if it enables my rail network, then heck yeah, I'm going to do that. Now, I still don't even have plenty of bottles. I'm using loads of sand. I'm using the right amount of sand. That's good. What I really need, though, is I really need a fishing... I need a fishing lodge. I need lots of fishing lodges. And this area down here, this is going to be my fishing lodge area. We're going to get that there. We're going to get a fishing dock here as soon as you level up. It's probably not going to work for a little while, but... Oh, look, 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 look. Pause. Look at that sucker. Look at that. We're doing it. I don't know what we're moving, but we are moving... We're moving resources. Oh, this could completely change. This could completely change resource delivery. Because now, for example, I mean, if you need jorky, and if we've got jorky arriving on the merchant docks, right down here, then we're going to be... Am I still importing that? No, I don't need to be worrying about that. Don't import. Don't import. Don't export. Just don't focus on it. Don't focus on that nonsense. Yeah, focus on the fact that we need... Focus on the fact that we just need to get the sort of key resources so that everybody is able to eat. And that includes flour. I probably should have maybe been a bit more proactive about getting flour mills and whatnot set up. And this flour mill, to be fair, I think has been going at pretty much full tilt the entire time. I could get another flour mill up here, and honestly, I might do that. I still do think that we will not have enough flour to make that work. Apparently, we are not consuming any fish at the moment, which is good, because if we were, I would be very, very upset, because that's a complete waste when we have... It's a complete waste to stick it into the fields when we have mouths to feed. Alright. Fountain is built. Great. Obviously not going to be able to supply fish yet, because we don't have it. Do we have any excess city building capacity anywhere? No. Not really. Can we destroy any buildings here? I want to get more... I probably want to get another fishing dock. Just in this area. We could maybe cut back on the number of vineyards that we've got. Yeah. Yeah, maybe. The warehouse, is the warehouse really required for anything? Probably not. Like, we could just have all of the bottles delivered from the blower. Yeah, you know what? demolish the warehouse, build... I can't believe I'm saying this. Build the most basic building in the game instead. Build a fishing dock. I think that's going to be more bang for our buck. I really do. I really do. We need to shore up, right? I mean, Orbitalia and Potatopia, they've been the sort of key cities throughout this entire operation. And the only other city that we actually have that's functioning at the moment is this place. Which is good, because that's making my steel. And I'm loving the steel. Are any bits of steel being transported across here? Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it. Iron. Yeah, man, how do we get more iron? We're importing fish, importing Jorky. 0 rail connections. You know what we could do, actually? Oh, steam train. Ready at the waiting. Let's get... Yeah, it's going to cost like 3 bits of steel. Let's do it. I have 3 bits of steel there. We should be able to get that done immediately. Let's do it, and then that will allow resources to be moved around slightly more rapidly, I suspect. Certainly from here to the warehouse, we should now have 2 rail connections, right? I think. 0 rail connections, no buildings connected by rail. Maybe it'll just take a minute to update. Okay, I've hopefully expanded the rail network down here. It's just in the process of being built right now. But what I've done is I've set the merchant dock to do importations of iron. Now, here's my current thought, is that I have steel, which is technically being stored in this warehouse, because we need to expand the steel distribution area in order to build the rail network in the first place. But once I nab a connection to this, which I'm really hoping it will work, we get a connection to this, then that gives us access to iron over here, and maybe even iron over here as well. We'll have to wait and see. But I get iron over here, and then we move it by rail, I hope, to this warehouse over here, which has got iron storage already, and then we should be able to export it into the steel plant, and therefore maybe make a little bit more steel. That's kind of the dream. There's a few more bits of steel that are arriving right now. We need to see this rail connection thing pop up. If it doesn't, well, we will be in a bit of bother, to be honest. Yeah, we will be in a little bit of trouble. We'll be in a little bit of trouble. Yeah, not seeing any rail connection, which is a shame, because it is definitely connected. Like 100% connected. Like, so are you. So are you. Yeah, and I don't know what more we could really do. I mean, I could build a warehouse here. I mean, can I destroy this house? Yeah, I could destroy that house. And then destroy this vineyard. Yeah, and then build a warehouse. Yeah, like here. Yeah, the housing is going to get rebuilt, right? I hope. I presume so, anyway. Construction is stalled, but that's okay. Resources will come down from here, and then we build the warehouse in this vicinity. If that works, that's great. But yeah, I don't know why it doesn't work, because it does say merchant docks and warehouses create trade routes when connected by rail, and that looks as connected as I can possibly make it. Like, it's a full connection. Yeah, as far as I can see, anyway, it's a full connection. Right, build that. Get this. Where is it? Yeah, warehouse. Get this built in here. I want to build it right there. Must have more housing. You sure? It's just not built? It's not built. Come on. Warehouse. Boom. Okay, do it. Make it happen. It says it's not within cement range, but we can easily make it within cement range by just not being stupid about what resources that we have here. Cement, great. Hold it as neutral. And then the cement should be dispatched from somewhere. I mean, I don't even know where. Remove Jorky. Put in cement. We got cement. We'll have cement somewhere. I mean, this got built, for goodness sake, so I don't know where the cement's coming from, but it's coming from somewhere. Okay, warehouse is built. Let's see if we can try and store iron. It doesn't look like we have a connection with rail, which again feels like a little bit of a bug here because, I mean, that's definitely a rail connection. I mean, what about if we try destroying the rail? Try destroying the rail and then reconnecting it? I'm really not sure. Right, there we go, 60 bucks. Let's get that rebuilt. What do we got? We got fish, concrete, lumber, and then iron. So I got iron here, but iron's not being moved across into the warehouse yet. Not quite sure why that's the case. But yeah, well, we'll try rebuilding. Try rebuilding the rails. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. You know, fait accompli. We will deal with it. We will deal with it if it doesn't. Aha, it does. 5 rail. Okay, I don't know what happened, but we now officially have 5 rail connections. That's amazing, right? So then iron should theoretically get moved. I think iron can get moved directly to here. So we've got iron in storage here. Great, we need it. We have a demand system. Iron coming through. Great. Is that going to get moved? I really, really hope so. 27 iron. We're getting it. Iron coming through. Are we moving it by train? I don't know, but I mean, we got 11 bits of steel. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's hard to see. It's really hard to see at a glance whether or not it's doing something. It says that we've still got 31 iron here. It says that, well, it's not connected there, but it's connected here, right? It's connected to everything, so theoretically it should work. It's a bit of a diversion, I'll grant you, but there we go. Hey, look, I think we've done a pretty good job. This is obviously a super early build, so I am very impressed. I have really enjoyed my time with this one. Yeah, really, really, really fun little game. I am excited to see what the rest of the tech tree means. I'm excited to see what all this means. I'm excited to see what all of this stuff means. It's going to be really, really great. Yeah, check it out. Link down in the description, ladies and gentlemen. Nova Patria, I think that's how you say it. Yeah, it's on Steam. Wishlist it now if indeed you're interested. Thanks ever so much for watching, folks. I'll catch you next time. Bye.